Pathlook is the intelligent tool for website lead generation. With increasing online competition, over 98% of website visitors don't convert. The ability to successfully show your value proposition and support visitors in their buying journey separates you from the competition online. Pathlook qualifies and converts leads on your website by figuring out where they are in the buying journey and influencing them in key decision moments with the relevant micro experiences like case studies, intro videos, and much more. Stay relevant to your visitors and increase conversions by 50%. Add Pathlook to your website in seconds. Let the AI do all the work and get access to 50% more qualified leads while you keep doing marketing and sales as usual. Check us on pathlook.com. Welcome to today's episode. Let's talk about today's guest. We have Emma Nowakoski from Modifly, Senior Strategist Paid Media there with them. How are you doing today, Emma?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for asking. Emma, I'm sure our listeners are tuning in, wondering what Modifly is all about. So let's kick it up with that. In your own words, can you tell us a little bit more?
Yeah, we are a digital marketing performance agency, kind of full suite omni-channel marketing. We have a lot of D2C, lead gen, B2B, retail media clients. We're located in San Diego, California. We're a pretty small team, fast-growing startup here. And yeah, we do everything from Google Ads management, Meta, retail management, strategy, reporting for our clients. So it's a really kind of custom fit solution. We're trying to be very different than some of the larger agencies that you work with, where everything is customized, a customized approach. We get to know our clients really well, and really performance is our main goal. So everything is data-driven. We're trying to reach their goals.
Definitely important. And so that way our listeners can get a good understanding there of Modifly. What would you say is that key problem that you guys like to solve for clients?
Yeah, I think we really come in as that custom fit. Like I'm saying, a lot of people are not happy with their current agency. They don't feel like they're getting the love or attention that they need, and they don't want to hire internally. I think that's where they start to turn to us for creative ideas, more so of how can I revolutionize my business and take it to the next level, kind of by keeping up with the trends, trying new testing, tracking optimizations, and sharing data. A lot of clients come to us and they don't know how their marketing department is performing. They don't know if they're hitting goal. So we try to be very transparent, try to share ideas, track everything, and make frequent optimizations. I feel like we go really in depth into the weeds of marketing and make sure that it fits this full-blown strategy. So we present monthly and quarterly strategies for our clients, and we always execute on them and follow up on how results are doing. So
all right, perfect. Awesome. Great to hear that. So, I mean, there being an agency, then, is there a certain vertical segment? Is there an ideal ICP there for Modifly?
Not really. We're pretty industry agnostic. I know we have some B2B clients, but we also dive pretty deep into CPG products. We have a lot of growth clients and enterprise, so it's a pretty wide mix. Like I said, we're a small team, so we're really growing more into the CPG space. So working with like a lot of food and beverage brands specifically, but definitely not closing any doors. We're pretty industry agnostic there.
Okay, perfect, awesome. So say I was in the CPG business, how would I usually then find out about Modifly? Is there a top client acquisition channel for you guys?
Not currently. Most of it, again, is relationships that we have built throughout the industry, just kind of knowing different key players in terms of people, client relationships as well. I would say our client relationship strategy is very strong in the fact that we try to really get to know clients. So often it's based on referrals. We are going through a rebrand and a new website design, so I'm sure that will impact like our client acquisition, but mostly it's been pretty inbound.
Okay, perfect. All right, great to hear that. And so that way our listeners who are tuned in can go ahead and visit you. They can always check you out at wemodifly.com. What role does a website then play for client acquisition?
I think it plays an important one, especially, I mean, we see this in our clients, that website is key in terms of being optimized. We're constantly auditing landing pages and making recommendations there. But for our own business, it's a really good source for case studies so they can see the work that we're doing, the work that we're actually putting out for clients. And they can say, you know, that's a similar space to us, that's a similar product. Maybe we would be a good fit. So I think, and then secondarily, like away from our business, but more so for clients, we're seeing a trend of really making a website conversational, having it integrate with AI, having, you know, chats, pop-ups, things that kind of increase engagement to better optimize for acquisition or purchases on the site.
Definitely. Okay, important. Awesome to hear that then. So then, Emma, is there any tools or tips or methods that you would recommend to our listeners as far as some website lead generation?
Yeah, I think one thing is to keep it simple. In terms of the website design, the layout, the messaging on the site, having one clear call to action. If it's a form fill, if it's a contact us, this is something we would always recommend. Also, when it comes to the coding or the back end of, you know, meta keywords, SEO, keeping it simple because a lot of the additional imagery or coding can slow down a site. So being a digital agency, we try to promote the quickest kind of speed load time for a website, leading to conversion and keeping it a clear customer journey. So being very targeted in your landing page and what you're trying to get the user to do is key, but then also give them the information that they're looking for. So whether that's, like I said, in a chatbot, FAQ, any potential problem or question that they might have is answered directly on that page.
Well, okay, awesome. Great to hear that stem from you, Emma, there. And well, let's switch gears a little bit then, and let's talk about you as a leader. What are some key tasks you like to focus on your day-to-day work?
Yeah, a lot of my day-to-day focuses on client management and strategy, prepping strategy, executing on strategy, planning for the next one. And now we're coming up to June, so prepping for that. And it's a lot of management. So not only client management, but also task management from our internal team. Managing people is what I enjoy probably the most in my day-to-day, whether that's internal team members or external clients. Marketing is all about that relationship side and really growing people and growing clients. So that's probably one of my favorite day-to-days. And then also coming up with a full channel plan and strategy execution, and then being able to see it end to end, from an idea phase to full on, here are the results from this test or this optimization. So most of my day is management, but I'm deep into the platforms, I'm deep into strategy, or I'm managing people in their work.
Definitely important. Okay, great. So in your time, how do you like to stay up to date with all the news in the marketing world as far as some trends, strategies, news? Is there a preferred channel that you like to go with?
I actually subscribe to a lot of some of like the industry blogs and articles. I tend to follow Marketing Dive, Social Media Today, Search Engine Land, anything that the platforms are on, I try to follow. And then LinkedIn as well. In our community of digital marketing experts, I follow what thought leaders are saying, reposting, commenting, and engaging in there. So I would say mostly email subscription, honestly, and then secondarily LinkedIn. But as a team here, we also try to recap industry trends weekly. We review them as a team. We bring them up in strategy presentations so our clients are aware. But a lot of it is research and kind of intaking that and then developing a plan around it.
Okay, perfect. All right, great to hear that from you. For me, for our listeners. Well, then let's jump into our next section then here, Emma, which is our rapid fire question rounds. Are you ready for them?
Sure.
Awesome. First off, that is, what is the last book that you read?
The last book that I read is 101 Essays That'll Change the Way You Think. I don't know if it's actually reading, but it was an audiobook, and it's short form essays that they do change the way you think. It gives you different ways to look at things. It talks about your work, your personal life. And it really stuck with me. Some of the messages in there, it's kind of short. I have a little bit of ADD, so I like to remember just kind of short paragraphs, but I highly recommend it.
All right, perfect. Awesome. Great read there for our listeners. Then next up is, if there would be no boundaries in technology, what would be that one thing that you want to have fixed for your role as a marketer today?
100%, it would be attribution. In general, I think attribution is one of our biggest challenges of running an ad on one channel. Does it ultimately lead to a purchase or a lead at the end, at the end channel? That's always been a hard tale to tell clients of. The customer journey is unique. It's very complicated. There's more digital touch points than ever. And I do know that there are a few platforms that are coming up with this technology of better reporting and better data. But with privacy policies, first-party data restrictions, it's been increasingly difficult to kind of paint that full picture of running across all different channels, all different touch points, and then specifically tracking what worked and what didn't work, or what's breaking in the customer journey. So any kind of end-to-end attribution model would be so impactful. So we would be able to say that person saw an ad and then they purchased weeks down the road through this channel, through this funnel. Having that data mapped out would be incredibly helpful.
Perfect. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Emma. Definitely attribution is something that everybody's looking for, right? Where best your money is going to. So awesome to hear that from you. And so next, that is, if there's one repetitive task that you could automate, what would that be?
If there is a task we could automate, I would probably say, one thing that comes to mind is kind of on the reporting side. We do a lot of presentations here, like strategy presentations. So I feel like connecting platform data and deeper funnel data directly to a presentation mode, that would be really helpful. But I also think just from an execution standpoint, launching ads and campaigns across different platforms kind of at one point, that's also a repetitive task where we have to launch on Meta, then we take that and launch on Google or Pinterest or whatever it may be. So kind of having one launch area, I think that would be amazing, since that's pretty manual right now.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. Great to hear that, Beth. And so, you have the experience already in the marketing world, but what is that one piece of advice that you would give yourself if you were to restart your journey as a marketer today?
It's interesting question, because I feel like marketing has changed truly every day that I've been in marketing for the last 8 years or so. Every day is different. Nothing looks the same. Change is constant, is very real. And I think I would just kind of remind myself to go with that change, not fight against it, and kind of recognize when things start to go stale. So I know in marketing, there's always gurus. There's people that think they crack the code. They know something better than someone else. And I think it's acknowledging that anything can change on a given day. So going with the flow and doing your best to stay ahead of trends, doing your best to try something new, and being aware enough to acknowledge that, maybe what you've learned or what you've done before has grown stale, because that's how fast this industry changes. So kind of twofold, but I think one is just being patient with the changes and going with that flow. And two is recognizing when things have gone stale or when there's more things you need to learn, new platforms to dive into, kind of always driving an innovative solution or a creative answer to a question that your client gives you, that you have for yourself, or that a platform gives you. I know for myself that sometimes we can become stuck in your ways, or thinking a platform really well, so you're going to keep doing and repeating that same thing. But ultimately, you could explore a different platform, or you could come up with a unique idea. You could come and learn something new. So I think staying hungry in that sense is important.
All right. It's great advice there, not just for yourself, but for our listeners as well. And well, Emma, we are coming to the end of the show here, but before we do end, I do want to give you the last word. Say someone forgets everything about the interview today. What is that one thing they should remember about Modifly?
Custom solution strategy. I think that's the number one thing is in this field and in this industry, especially at this time, if you're looking for, not like a one size fits all solution, but you're looking for an actual solve for your problem as a business, whether that is lead generation, revenue growth, whatever it may be, knowing that at Modifly, we do understand who you are, what your business does, and come up with a unique solution to solve it rather than a one size fits all solution.
Well, there you guys heard it. You can always check them out at WeModifly.com. They are the creative media agency enabling brands to acquire, grow, and retain customers. Emma, thank you so much for being on with us today. To our listeners, thank you so much for tuning in. And I'm looking forward to our next episode at Path Monk Presents. Thanks a lot, Emma.
Thank you.